My name is Andy Silva, and this is going to be my critical assignment for my AMP1 lab. Um, I am going to be doing laboratory number 4, which is the skeletal system, the overview of the skeletal system. What we'll need today is a human skeleton model and a microscope, and the slides that you have to view are elastic cartilage, fibrocartilage, ground compact bone, and hyaline cartilage. And then, of course, pen or pencil or anything. Um, what we're gonna do with the human skeleton is mainly to see um, the different places and where all shapes and structures are in the human skeleton model. So basically, here we go. I'm gonna have these are all the ones that you're supposed to label, and I already have them right here with the pictures. Simply what you're going to do is just locate every single part of that list and take pictures of it and label them, each and every single one of them. Now there are some pictures that are double here, and that is because most of those pictures have a compilation, or sorry, a combination of many labels. So instead of putting, different types of pictures, it's mostly the same thing. But it takes you all over the body from head to toe. And then of course you need to provide a list of what the shape is of whatever it is, of like the bones of orbit, bones of the skull. Do most of them have all flat shapes or regular shapes, or they're short, they're long? And that has to do with the type of bone as well. Of course, you have to provide their functions, um, what it mainly does, what you what we do with it, and also you have to identify and describe the articulations and the associations of those bones. All right. So that's exercise 1 for the first one, and then of course with a couple questions here that let you know what you can also find within the lab, which is the vertebrae and the patella and scapula. For the second exercise is where the where the microscope is going to come into play. The only slides that you will need is the ground compact bone, the hyaline cartilage, the elastic cartilage, and the fibrocartilage slides. So when you see every single one of them, you'll also have to label parts of those slides, such as the central canal, lamella ossea, and osteocyte for the ground compact bone. And it's going to be almost the same single steps for every side, but of course you have to identify different things on each side and have to follow the instructions here. I'm going to show you my slides. As you can see, the ground compact bone I labeled here. I'll talk about that in a little bit. These are the different types of slides with some labeling, and then as we saw before, you have to put the magnification as well as the description and the function of what those cartilages do and look like. You can ignore the comment sections, nothing really. After that, you would of course have to put your microscope away and answer these questions right here, describing the differences about the cartilage. Um, it's mainly you have to compare them in the description of the slides and also the description and function of those cartilages in the body, and you have to compare every single one, all 3 of them. There's 4, but you only have to compare the cartilages, which are 3. And of course, you have to give an overview of what it is that you have to do, or of an overview of what those bones and how they are healthy and contribute to the overall strength and health of the bone. So at the end, you have to give a really overview um, of the skeletal system, which they ask you more questions. Let me just get to it a little bit. The extension questions ask you about mostly like osteoporosis, um, bone disease, and how it affects bone structure. Femur, typical example of a long bone, and such and such. But mainly, those two are the exercises that you need to do, and just mainly shows you where every single location of the bones are at. And of course, you have to describe their function as well, and what type of bone they are: short, long, flat, irregular. And of course, the slides as well with supporting descriptions. And that will be mainly it for Laboratory 4. Thank you.